First off, Happy New Year's. 2024 was an interesting year for films, to say the least. Now, just a small disclaimer here, these 10 films aren't what I'm picking as the best movies of 2024. Nope, these are the top 10 movies that I personally enjoyed the most this year. We all know what movies are in the typical top 10 already and which ones are probably going to be nominated for Academy Awards. But this is my list, and a lot of those films are on my list actually, and some aren't. I may actually upset a few people with this list, but let's give it a whirl and see what happens. So starting off with number 10, for me it has to be the 4:30 movie. Did it have great cinematography? Not really. Was it the acting amazing? It was okay for the most part. Is it going to win any awards? Probably not. But man, did I love this movie. Kevin Smith puts all his heart into this movie because this is his story, and his movies really work well when he's lived them, like Clerks and Chasing Amy. It's a love story to film and to film fanatics. The music is so nostalgic and perfect for the film. It has some really funny scenes, and it takes you back to the 80s where you snuck into multiple movies, hung out with your friends at the theater, and the thrill of asking a girl to go with you to a movie. I really enjoyed the heart of this movie, and that's why it's on my list. Number 9 has to be Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, look, that opening scene of NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, I could watch hundreds of times and not get tired of it. Same with the Like a Prayer fight scene. Who would have ever guessed that song would be perfect for that scene? And as a huge fan of Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, I love the references to that movie. The writing is so funny. The way it makes fun of Disney, Marvel, and itself is kind of what we needed from the MCU right now. It gave us fans the Wolverine we wanted, and it was a beautiful goodbye to the Fox MCU. Just based on the rewatchability, it deserves to be on the list. Next up, number 8, Juror number 2. Clint Eastwood's latest and probably last film, maybe? This film really flew under the radar. I don't think a lot of people gave it a chance after Eastwood's last 2 slow burn movies, Cry Macho and The Mule. Juror number 2 has a great story where you really don't know where this thing is gonna go, with amazing performances by Toni Collette and Nicholas Hoult, who is on fire right now. Everything he's done this year has been gold, and I can't wait to see what he does as Lex Luthor and Superman. This film is beautifully shot, and the ending of this movie was really different. It's on HBO right now and HBO Max, so go check this out if you haven't already. Number 7, we have Ralph Fiennes in Conclave, and he is incredible. He deserves an Oscar nomination for this role. Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, they also have amazing performances here. The film is a little slow, but it is visually stunning, and the ending I did not see coming. I love the unpredictability of it, but just also the story in itself that I didn't think that I'd be that interested in. I thought this movie was going to go one way, and then it went way over to a different side of the road that I didn't even know existed until it happened. Beautifully shot, amazing acting, intriguing story. What else could you ask for? Number 6, The Substance. This was the most disturbing movie that I personally saw this year. And I know that's saying a lot because we had some disturbing movies, but disturbing in a fun way with meaning. It was purposeful in its comedy of chaos. Everyone in this film is really fantastic, but Demi Moore really shines as Elizabeth, this fading celebrity who ages out of Hollywood. The editing and cinematography is chaotic and beautifully done. The colors and contrasting colors, depending on the scene and who's in it, are purposeful and beautifully done. There's some incredible macro shots, and it's just an all-around well-put-together film of insanity. I probably wouldn't watch it again, honestly, but I enjoyed the chaos. Number 5, we're going with Heretic. 2 words, Hugh Grant. One of his best performances of all time, in my opinion. It was so different than the roles that he usually plays, and I loved every single minute of it. There's a lot of exposition in this movie, but it has a few twists that I didn't see coming, and I love the premise of this movie: religion, faith, doubt, and what a psychopath's true religion is. Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East are endearing, and play off each other so well, one being completely naive and the other a little bit more grounded. This movie is great just for the writing. Even if some of it seems absurd, it's great because it's supposed to be absurd. This was an interesting take on the horror genre, and I was all about it. Number 4, The Bikeriders. Based on the book by Danny Lyon, this film caught me off guard. There wasn't a lot of marketing for this movie, and I'm really surprised that it didn't have a following. This movie feels like you're watching a late 1960s, early 1970s movie. The color grade and the set design really brings you into this gritty world of bikers. Tom Hardy and Austin Butler are great for these two roles. I really enjoyed watching them, but the real star is Jodie Comer as Kathy. She is incredibly fun to watch, and some may be annoyed by her accent in this movie, but I thought it was endearing. I thought it was perfect for her character. A beautiful movie that took me by surprise. So number 3, we have Nosferatu. Again, Nicholas Hoult comes in again with a great performance, and Bill Skarsgård is intense and haunting as Count Orlok, but Lily Rose Depp is the star here. She dives deep into this role, and it's impressive just due to the fact that her personality changes moment by moment, a lot of times in the same scene, and it's believable. And there's some scenes where she makes you feel really uncomfortable. The cinematography is stunning, the editing is so well done, considering the one takes and some of the complicated blocking of the shots and the moving walls to get the shot. The sound design is hauntingly beautiful, and it's a beautiful and disturbing film. Number 2, A Complete Unknown. Timothée Chalamet was Bob Dylan to me in this film. I hung on every word and song. I felt like I was hearing these songs for the first time again, like I was at the folk concert. It was an amazing experience, especially seeing it in IMAX. The movie kept the mystery of Bob Dylan sacred, keeping to the title Complete Unknown, which Dylan still seems to be. Edward Norton was fun to watch as Pete Seeger, and I loved his musical performance of In the Jungle. This film is a rewatchable masterpiece that had me smiling and humming Bob Dylan hits for the next few days. Now, number 1, we're going with Wicked. It may upset a few people that Wicked is number 1 on my list of favorite films of 2024, but again, these are the movies that I enjoyed the most this year, and Wicked was the best time that I've had at the theater all year long. I left with goosebumps, smiling the whole way home as I listened to the soundtrack in my car. The performances by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were absolutely perfect, at least to me. I loved Jeff Goldblum's rendition of A Sentimental Man. I loved Ariana Grande's Popular, and What Is This Feeling had me smiling, and Defying Gravity gave me the chills. After seeing the film, I was totally invested. I bought the Wicked vinyl, I bought the book to get a little bit more backstory. So in my review, I gave Wicked a 4.5 stars out of 5, and I think I may have made a mistake. After all the people that I talked to and realizing how the film got me into diving deep into the world of Wicked, I am now officially changing my rating and giving Wicked all the stars. I was holding back because I was in denial, but here it is, 5 stars out of 5. Oh man, you know what? I have to get one more in. How did I forget about Dune 2? Let's call Dune 2 1.5 on the list, I guess. Dune Part 2 is visually stunning. Timothée Chalamet was incredible as always. There's nothing this guy can't do. For a long time, I waited for an accurate version of Frank Herbert's Dune, and finally, here it is. The cinematography, the special effects, the acting. This was, to me, a perfect film. And I was absolutely blown away when I saw it in IMAX. This film is an absolute masterpiece. It is a 5 out of 5 stars. So now I'd like to add a few honorable mentions here, movies that I really, really enjoyed, but didn't really want to put them on the top 20 list. It was kind of a hard decision. For one, Transformers 1, a shockingly impressive movie. Saturday Night, about the 90 minutes before the first SNL show. The Order with Jude Law, and again, another win for Nicholas Hoult. Civil War, which caught me by surprise, Alien Romulus, and The Wild Robot, which honestly, they should be in my top 10, but it wasn't easy making this list. So what did you think of the list? I have a feeling I'll be getting some passionate comments. but hey, it's okay to disagree with me. Films are subjective. Some critics are wrong. Some people have different taste in films. Taste in films change. If you hate one movie today, you might like it in a year or two. I hated The Big Lebowski when I first saw it. Now it's one of my all-time favorite movies. Listen, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. And thank you so much to those who already have. It really means a lot. Here's to an amazing 2025. And remember, don't wait till it streams. Let's go to the theater and see it together.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.